All right, let's talk about a military unit with a nickname that's just as fierce as its reputation, the Rising Tigers. We're talking about the 26th East Bengal Regiment, one of the Bangladesh Army's most celebrated infantry forces. And today, we're going to get right into what makes them so legendary.
Let's go. Let's go to war. Wow. I mean, that's not just a motto, right? That is the very heart of the Rising Tiger spirit. It's this powerful declaration of total readiness that really defines every single soldier in this regiment. So let's unpack that a bit more.
Okay, so let's get down to the specifics. Who exactly are the Rising Tigers? Well, they are the 26th Battalion of the East Bengal Regiment. The way to think about them is as this top-tier light infantry unit. And they're not just known for their discipline on the battlefield. They've built a huge reputation for their professionalism on the world stage, especially when it comes to UN peacekeeping. You know, to really get what makes this unit tick today, we've got to go back, way back to their roots. Because their story, well, it's completely woven into the very birth of their nation. This timeline here, it really tells a powerful story, a story of evolution. It all starts back in 1948, under the Pakistan Army. But the real game changer, 1971. That's the year the East Bengal battalions basically became the backbone of the Mukti Bahini, the freedom fighters in the Liberation War. You can just see how that incredible spirit of independence directly led to the 26th Battalion being officially formed in '76. And from there, man, they were just forged in the fire of counterinsurgency in the '90s. All of that experience is what shaped them into the highly respected UN peacekeeping force they are today.
So, you've got this incredibly powerful history as their foundation, right? The big question is, how does that show up in the unit today? Well, let's step inside the Tiger's den and take a look at the structure, the symbols, everything that defines this elite force.
Every tiger needs a den, right? And for this unit, that den is the East Bengal Regimental Centre in Chittagong. And look, this place isn't just some base. It's the absolute heart of the regiment. It's where every single soldier starts their journey, where they are literally forged into a rising tiger. You could spot a rising tiger from a mile away, just based on their visual identity. And what's so cool about it isn't just the items themselves, the iconic maroon feather, that fierce tiger on the cap badge. It's what they all mean. Every single piece, right down to that unique tiger head belt buckle, is a carefully chosen symbol of their heritage, their history, and their pride. It's literally a uniform that tells a story.
So how many soldiers are we talking about here? Well, a typical battalion like the Rising Tigers, you're looking at a strength of about 800 to 900 people. It's a really tight-knit, super effective fighting force.
Okay, this command pyramid, it's a classic for a reason. It is all about efficiency. You've got the commissioned officers at the top. They're the brains, the strategists. Then at the bottom, the NCOs and enlisted soldiers. They're the muscle, the backbone that gets the mission done. But the real key, the secret sauce that makes it all work, it's those junior commissioned officers right in the middle. They are the absolutely vital link that makes sure the strategy from the top gets translated perfectly into action on the ground.
And this is a great way to see how the whole battalion is broken down. You've got your HQ and support company. They handle all the essential stuff, like signals, logistics, you name it. And what that does is it frees up the four main fighting units, Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta companies, to do what they do best, right on the front lines.
All right, so we've looked at their internal structure. Now, let's zoom out a bit and look at their impact on the world stage. Because the Rising Tigers, they aren't just a domestic force. No way. They are truly global players.
And here's why that's so important. Through all the work they do in UN peacekeeping operations, the Rising Tigers have become one of the most visible, one of the most respected ambassadors for the entire Bangladesh Army. I mean, they're seriously boosting the nation's military reputation all across the globe.
And listen, they aren't getting sent to the easy spots. We're talking about some of the most challenging conflict zones on the planet. The Democratic Republic of Congo, South Sudan, Mali. To operate effectively in these kinds of high-stakes environments, I mean, that takes an unbelievable level of training, resilience, and pure professionalism.
So you might be wondering, what does compensation look like for these elite soldiers? Well, this table gives you a pretty good snapshot of their basic monthly pay back home. It's a clear, structured system, totally reflects rank and responsibility. But that's only part of the story.
Here's the kicker, the really crucial point, and a huge incentive is the Peacekeeper bonus. When they're deployed on a UN mission, these soldiers get a monthly allowance in US dollars. And this bonus isn't small change. It can often triple a soldier's regular take-home pay. That really tells you how important their international service is.
Okay, so let's look beyond the missions and the paychecks for a second. What's the lasting impact? What's that enduring tiger spirit all about? Let's talk about their legacy.
This right here just brilliantly shows their dual identity. At home, they are guardians, right? They're crucial for counterinsurgency, border security, and even helping out during natural disasters. But then, abroad, they transform into global peacekeepers. They're out there boosting their country's reputation, working with international armies, and bringing back cutting-edge military tech and tactics. It's like two sides of the same, very impressive coin. And their impact? It goes way, way beyond the battlefield. I mean, these guys are building schools and infrastructure in remote areas. They absolutely dominate in Army sports competitions like football and shooting. And maybe most importantly, they've built this powerful legacy of trust with the very people they protect. They've even changed how the wider Army thinks about infantry tactics.
When you boil it all down, their entire legacy can be captured in this one powerful idea. They are all about promoting that tiger spirit as a symbol of Bangladeshi bravery. They're so much more than just a military unit. They've become a living embodiment of national strength, resilience, and a whole lot of pride.
So that leaves us with one last thing to think about. For a unit like the Rising Tigers, what really, truly defines their spirit? Is it that incredible history, born from a war for independence? Is it the amazing quality of the individual soldiers in their ranks? Or is it the huge impact they have on the world stage? You know, maybe, just maybe, it's the powerful combination of all three.